A straight up nasty line of storms over the weekend made a mess of our streets, our neighborhoods, our green spaces, and our power lines, tossing branches and debris just about everywhere. In Minneapolis, cleaning up from those storms like these, it's never easy and it's never quick. And the wait figures to be even longer this time. That's because of that ongoing strike that involves about 300 Minneapolis Parks Board employees, and it includes a lot of the city's arborists, even a majority of them. Kent's on the show with the impact that actually could have on this cleanup.
Yeah, Jenna, those striking workers did go back to the bargaining table today, but until they can resolve their contract, progress will happen slowly because the park board is responsible for all city-owned trees.
So this is the sidewalk pushed up.
When a tree in the boulevard across the street came knocking Saturday night,
It looked like it was pretty violent.
Kim Anderson was grateful not to be there to answer it. But she did wake up to texts from neighbors on Sunday who could see the sidewalk teetering in the air while her home was under there somewhere.
The branches of the tree were touching almost up to the bottom of the roof on the deck.
Fortunately, by the time she and her husband returned today, the street was back open and her deck and home were intact.
Our fence is broken here and a slat from the fence there. So not too much damage. And my garden's a little torn up, but everything can be fixed.
As for the tree itself, now that it's largely out of the way, it might not be going anywhere for a while.
The Parks Board and Public Works have different roles in the effort.
Joe Palman says Minneapolis Public Works is responsible for clearing large trees and limbs that are blocking roadways, something that's largely complete.
With the exception of probably about 9 that are either on top of cars or have power lines on top of them right now, and then we would look to our partners at Xcel Energy to help us with those.
The Parks Board is responsible for disposing of those boulevard trees and tackling others that block access to park lands and even parking lots. Just don't expect it to happen quickly.
I miss this. I love my job and want to get back to work.
Instead, arborist Nick Grebe is on strike and spent the day negotiating a new contract.
I volunteered to be on the bargaining committee because I know the value of our work and what it provides.
According to the Parks Board, with more than 70% of the Forestry Division on strike, cleanup has been slow. Of the 133 tree-related calls since Sunday, just 49 service requests have been completed, and they were already working through a backlog of cleanup from last week's storms.
This tree was down on Wednesday after a storm, and then this branch fell down this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend.
Jasper Priest and Mauricio Badillo-Mormon say they're glad nobody was injured.
This branch is very much in the way of our field. 1, 2.
But it has changed the landscape of their Lopet Ultimate Frisbee camps.
Definitely less than ideal, just because this tree in particular is like an awesome tree. I mean, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like tree-sized trunks that provided like a ton of shade, especially when it was really hot and sunny. We had the ability to play mostly in the shade, and now that liberty is gone.
It's a hazard, it's a public safety issue. It's a safety issue for the workers. They become stretched thin. They're working longer hours, more overtime in hot, muggy conditions.
Yeah, a spokesperson for the park board told me that despite the staffing issues, they are not asking Public Works to do more than normal here. Now, if you're wondering what that might mean for delays, well, I'm told similar weekend storms in recent years took more than a week to clean up, and that was with full forestry crews. So at this point, Jana, take a number, take a guess. I mean, it'll be a while.
Right. And so let's just talk about the parks or the trail systems that a lot of people use in Minneapolis, and not just people who live here, but bike on them from other cities. If trees are down on those, is that fully on the park board?
Yeah, that's fully on the park board. You see a lot of those are still kind of being dealt with. Presumably, they're going to try to open up those trails, those access points first, but they're just going to be a lot of areas that take some time to get to.
Yeah. So our message tonight, as you told me, just make sure we tell people it could be a while.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Kent. We appreciate it.